she has now been upgraded to a Flagrant 2. So basically, all they had to do was just eject her. All they had to do was eject her and none of this happens. If the referees had ejected Marina Mabrey, nothing else happens. The Sophie Cunningham situation does not happen. And Sophie Cunningham, in fairness, did instigate.
Everyone missed the real story. While analysts broke down slow-motion replays and commentators acted shocked, Marina Mabrey basically said, "Forget basketball, I'm the villain now." One moment she's on defense. The next she's starring in her own action movie dramatic enough for a Netflix deal. The league called it a Flagrant 2 and started talking suspensions like it's Survivor, WNBA. But was it an emotional meltdown or a genius move in controlled chaos? Buckle up, because this moment made your Monday coffee spill look boring.
Marina Mabrey's technical foul from the Fever Sun game has been upgraded to a Flagrant 2, the league told ESPN. A Flagrant 2 comes from a standard fine.
Everyone's acting like Marina Mabrey woke up, chose violence, and body slammed someone just for fun. But let's rewind. If you actually watched the game, not just caught a Twitter clip, while waiting for your iced latte, you saw what really happened. The refs took 10 whole minutes, which in basketball time is basically a full Netflix episode, to review the play, and somehow decided nothing flagrant happened. 10 minutes. That wasn't a review, that was a failed group meditation.
I went through Marina Mabrey's comments the other day, and this is something that I'm really passionate about, letting athletes know about this shit, because I think you get really encouraged by your fans, trying to tell you to go back at the trolls and shit like that. I think you guys are welcoming it way too much. And Marina Mabrey, I'm sure she had a lot of fans. I was one of her fans. I really loved her as a player until all of that shit happened. To me, that, I'm a ball player. That shit, you don't do that shit, man. It's just the way it happened. Shit like that would never happen in the men's league. You would never see a dude in the league getting his eye poked out and, him having his hand over his eye and then somebody just come hit check him or just, sneak him on some sucker shit. To me, that's like some cow.
Now here's the kicker. What everyone with two working eyeballs saw was a clear Flagrant 2. Not a flagrant one. Not a warning. Not a friendly handshake. A textbook Flagrant 2. Mabrey got launched like it was an NFL playoff hit, not something you expect on a basketball court, where players usually settle beef with a stare down or maybe a light shoulder bump.
All she sees is her opportunity to get her lick on Caitlin Clark. All she sees is her opportunity to say, "Caitlin Clark, how dare you come in this league and steal my shine? How dare you?" Marina Mabrey took her shit.
But nope, not in the WNBA. Here, when someone gets bulldozed in slow motion with full elbow extension and a side of emotional damage, the refs react like your grandma trying to reset the Wi-Fi. Confused, indecisive, and completely useless. They huddled up, squinted at the replay like it was the Zapruder film, and somehow came back with a decision worthy of the Hall of Shame.
The officiating in this league makes the NFL officials look good. That is crazy that entire sentence just rolled out of my mouth. Because the NFL officials are so bad that a lot of people think the game is rigged or scripted. By the way, I've seen that about the WNBA as of late too. Are the officials trying to navigate games in certain directions?
This wasn't even a borderline call, it was crystal clear. Marina Mabrey assaulted Caitlin on national TV, and the refs looked at it like, maybe she fell into the hit. Maybe gravity did it. Maybe they're working under some new quantum physics theory where Newton's laws just don't apply in the paint.
Let me tell y'all something, man. The WNBA need to cut this shit out, man. They need to cut this shit out immediately, man. That girl, whatever the hell her name is, I'm going to call her Jane Doe. That's how much pub she get on this channel. Jane Doe. Jane Doe was fouling Caitlin Clark all goddamn night, bruh. Hitting her all in the face, smacking her all in her face, man. It's okay to play tough defense, man. But fouling, this ain't rugby, bruh. This ain't, this not that, bro. It's not.
Let's talk about this magical lack of accountability. The NFL has a command center, an actual room where grown adults review replays, make real-time decisions, and override field-level nonsense. The NBA has won. The NHL has won. Even college football refs can phone a friend. But the WNBA? Nope. We're still relying on 3 humans on the floor who apparently left their common sense in the locker room. And please don't tell me the ref squad did their best. Their best includes missing open hand swipes, ignoring intentional collisions, and rewatching the same clip for 10 minutes before deciding that, sure, maybe Marina's face chose to violently meet an elbow. Self-inflicted? Clearly. This is where the commissioner needs to step in. Not with a press release, not with a polite non-apology on some podcast. We're talking real accountability. Bring Sophie and JC Sheldon into the commissioner's office and review the tape together. Because if you missed it, JC came flying down the court like she had a personal vendetta. And who did she target? Sophie Cunningham. Intentionally. No basketball play. No defensive setup. Just a straight-up drive-by with attitude. At this point, I'm shocked JC didn't bring acrylics to the game. Because she spent the whole night clawing at Caitlin Clark like it was Real Housewives. WNBA edition. She went at Caitlin. She went at Sophie. And the moment someone gave it back, cue the tears. Cue the drama. Cue the refs suddenly
exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better.
So Sophie was trying to hold on to it. Still had a good grip on her. Pulls her down. But it looked like Sheldon was kind of doing a tad bit too much, man. Doing a tad bit too much. Ends up falling. And now we're going at it. Look at this. Now we're going at it. Sophie was waiting on it. Now, I thought the chat was playing when they told me Sophie had a black belt.
So picture this. Sophie and JC Sheldon are dragged into Kathy Engelbert's office. The door slams. The walls shake. You hear muffled shouting. Someone flipping through a dusty rulebook from 2006. Maybe even a chair flying across the room. Then silence. 0.5 minutes pass. 10. And when the door finally opens, whoever walks out first, that's your new commissioner. Hunger Games, WNBA edition. Because honestly, that might be the only kind of leadership shakeup that gets results. Let's be real, Kathy Engelbert isn't watching the same league the rest of us are. In our league, players are forced to police themselves because the refs are either asleep or secretly auditioning for the WWE. Maybe Kathy thought being WNBA commissioner meant brunches and photo ops. Sorry, sis, you're in the middle of basketball's Game of Thrones. Time to start acting like it. But instead silence. Or worse, we get Marina Mabrey punished like she's the villain. Like she just woke up one morning, channeled her inner menace, and said, you know what, let's commit a felony in the third quarter. Meanwhile, JC Sheldon's been out here auditioning for Mortal Kombat since tip-off, and no one bats an eye. Where's the justice in that? At this point, Marina deserves a medal for restraint, not a suspension. For not dragging half the court by their ponytails. For surviving 10 minutes of bureaucratic nonsense.
What's the right number of teams? I don't think it should be more than 16. Like, how do you know what the right number is?
I think you're right, Bill. You don't want to degrade the quality of the game by bringing in too many teams too fast. That's why people thought, like, my first thing I should have done is when I came in was expansion. And I said, no, we've got a lot of transformation of the business model, the economic model. We got to build confidence in this league, bring investment into this league and capital, get our owners all on the same page. And so that's what we've done, and now it's time to expand, which you're going to see the Valkyries this year out at.
Want the league to grow? Start with the basics. Call the obvious fouls, penalize the right player, and stop changing the rules based on who's trending in the media. Because right now, this isn't professional basketball, it's playground politics with matching jerseys. And here's the worst part. The fans see through it. All of it. The favoritism. The freestyle officiating. The fake neutral stance when a player gets decked on national TV. I've seen middle school refs handle dodgeball disputes with more consistency than the WNBA crew. At this point, we don't just need a command center, we need one for game integrity and fan sanity. Bring in NASA. Get a team of scientists to measure the elbow velocity and confirm if it qualifies as a misdemeanor. At least they'd reach a conclusion faster without 10 minutes of interpretive dance huddles. And let's talk timing. Marina stands up for herself, plays with fire, and suddenly she's labeled unhinged. Really, that's the narrative. Meanwhile, Sheldon could full-on attach herself to someone's leg, and it's just gritty defense. What rulebook are we using? Harry Potter and the Chamber of Bias? Here's what should actually happen. An official investigation. Referees suspended for temporarily forgetting how Vision works. A public apology from the league. And Kathy gets locked in a room with a remote and a slow-motion replay. She doesn't come out until she can tell the difference between a high five.
Come out and speak against the abuse that Caitlin Clark has taken and will continue to take until you do something. Until you do something, Kathy Engelbert, this is on your...
And if Kathy still can't tell the difference between a high five and a haymaker, maybe it's time to let Sophie and Sheldon fight for the throne game of zone style. Winner gets to rewrite the rulebook and install a command center with real-time correction powers. Because clearly, leaving high-stakes games in the hands of humans with no backup has gotten us. This until then, strap in. Because if this is the new standard, we're not watching basketball anymore, we're watching late-night soap operas in sneakers. And don't worry about the rules. They're more like suggestions now, especially if you're wearing the wrong jersey, playing on the wrong team, or God forbid standing up for yourself when the elbows start flying. Welcome to the WNBA, where justice is optional, but drama is guaranteed. So let's push this disaster to its final flaming conclusion. Where exactly do we draw the line between competitive play and courtroom-worthy assault? Because right now, that line is as blurry as the league's commitment to consistent refereeing. Imagine this. You train your whole life, perfect your craft, put your body on the line night after night, only to have a 10-minute huddle of confused refs tell you your bruised ribs and near decapitation don't meet the league's very specific criteria for concern. Meanwhile, someone breathes too hard on a fan favorite, and it's treated like a war crime. Let's not pretend this is about rules anymore, it's about optics. Who's marketable? Who's trending? Who the league's PR machine is ready to protect and rebrand, no matter how reckless the play. Players like Marina Mabrey, who bring grit, raw emotion, and unfiltered energy, don't fit the soft-focused commercial mold. So when they respond like actual human beings, frustrated, emotional, fed up, it gets weaponized against them. Because in today's WNBA, you can bleed, take hits, and get dragged, but the moment you fight back, you're the villain in the league's carefully curated storyline.
I've never seen a technical upgraded to a flagrant 2 before. I've never seen that happening before. Like, it wasn't even called a flagrant 1, it was a tech upgraded to a flagrant 2. And obviously, nobody getting suspended is the right thing. Nobody getting suspended. These dumbasses are going to say Sophie deserves to be suspended. Like, if you suspend one, you suspend.
You can almost hear the corporate gears grinding behind the scenes. How do we protect the brand? News flash. The brand is suffering because your product, the game, looks like it's being run by cartoon mascots flipping a coin every time there's a foul. When a player gets blatantly targeted and the officials just stand there, that's not a mistake. That's complicity dressed up in polyester and pretending to whistle for fairness. And what about the young fans watching this unfold? What do they learn? That standing up for yourself is dangerous, that speaking out equals punishment, that some players are protected, while others are disposable. Great message for the next generation. Let's raise a new wave of athletes who know that merit means less than marketing, and justice bends depending on jersey color and social media metrics. If this league actually wants to evolve beyond a niche audience and step onto the main stage, it starts with the basics: accountability, transparency, rules that weren't scribbled on a napkin during brunch, Because how are we still letting 3 overwhelmed humans, possibly fighting a courtside sugar crash, make career-defining decisions in real time with no backup? It's insulting. The players. The coaches. The fans. Anyone with at least one working eyeball. When people at home can make better calls from their couch on a grainy stream than referees can with high-definition, multi-angle replay, and a whole tech team behind them, it's not a bad night. It's a broken system.